Alrighty, hello and good morning. So, went ahead, I was actually about to go and install this yesterday, just kind of forget about it forever. And then I was told that apparently there's well, the next part of it came out. So, let's give one final look to this thing, see if there's actually anything, supposedly, this is going to be the first time that it's not completely autoable, so we'll see what that is. We'll see. It's not there. Alright, so they put out the high difficulty stuff. Yay! Alright, what does that consist of? Okay, get the Nagrarok. Okay. I think I got that from items aren't any better than the healing casters, who basically do nothing. Alright. So let's see who we have for the freebie companions. Okay. They give you Sid at 80, that's a good sign. Just make sure auto's on. Initial placement's off, there we go. Alright, let's see what happens here. See if we can find some game in here. This is probably going to be the same thing. I'm just curious to see what they remade. Because my guess would be maybe Golgrand, maybe Thief Fort. Although that being said, it's... Okay, I would settle for Mandalia. It's simple for them to make. It's very, very workable. They already have a couple maps that are basically the Ghost and Samurai map, which would certainly work. They have the not Mount Dorgula or whatever, because it looks like Dorgalawa, and I think we might be frozen again. Nope, there we go. Alright, so we're just right off the bat, we're just reusing the map from last time. Okay, so it... Yeah, I forgot to turn the animations off. Let's do that. Give me my animations turn off, please. Yeah, I'm not even sure what else I can actually change to make this work better. Actually, no, leave that on. I meant to turn this off. No, yeah, definitely keep the voices off. Never with the voices. Those were on for a few seconds last time, and it was already annoying. Anyway. So yeah, so as far as all these characters go, with basically not even playing the game, they've been more or less maxed out for the consumables available. You basically are limited on max level based off those little token things you get. You can potentially optimize that a little bit, but... Alright. So I'm assuming the main reason this is supposed to be non-autoable is going to come down to, just going to come down to the unlimited enemies here by the looks of it? Or is this going to be limited and... Okay. Also, funny note, they were advertising for people to go get the Nagrarok thing, but they actually remembered Excalibur in this case, except it's the wrong Excalibur. Whatever. I mean, they never can seem to decide what the thing looks like, so I guess that's fine. I mean, these graphics can't go any lower. I don't know what else I can tell you to make it run faster, game. Okay, well, they remembered the pellets. I don't remember if that was actually in there last time. They never really lasted long enough to actually do anything. Okay. I mean, so far so going. He's gonna take a hit, and then we're gonna have a couple extra enemies, whatever. The ones in the back aren't doing anything. Main heavy hitters up there attacking the boss anyway. Because of the way that the game works, they're pretty much going to be slapping each other for weird types of damage, for the most part. Because it's just going to be a basic attack, typically, like, it's 2 basic attacks followed by a Blade Bash, and that's kind of it. They don't really do much more than that. Man. Okay. So that happened. And Big Boy's still up there doing his Big Boy thing. He's probably just gonna run up and one-shot him now. Wow. By the way, so just for the sake of it's what the game wants you to be doing, the only reason that Sid's here is simply because he's one of the trial companions. Like, the other ones, the player ones, I'm counting as cheating. If it gives you some trial ones or something like that, or it gives you some freebies, that one I'm allowing to count. Because it's basically... Well, in this game, instead of giving you your full party roster, you start off with 5, and then your 6th slot is supposed to be a community member or something like that. And then they give you the trial companions every now and then, which I figured those are supposed to be your guest characters, so... Oh, look at that! Look at that, they actually used one of the original assets. So, there we go. For some reason... Well, actually, no, I think that's the same dying sound that he would have used in the original. So, I mean, that's an okay touch. I kind of wish they would have remembered the better dying sounds for the rest of all of this, because they kind of almost sound like a slightly annoyed guinea pig more than a person getting taken out, but oh well. Nitpicks and all that. I really don't know why it seems like, well, a lot of the effect design was a lot more evocative, kind of back in the so-called, Square Enix Golden Age and all that. Just like looking back, like Parasite Eve or FFT or any of them, like a lot of the sounds just sound amazing. I mean, in FFT in particular, like comparing one of my favorite effects, which was the weapon guard, because you didn't see it that often, but just like they hold up their weapon, and just the whole like cha-ching, like the old smashing metal sound. It sounded fantastic. It worked for shields too, obviously, but whenever you saw that work with weapons, it looked so good, or it sounded so good. Like it had a whole lot of punch to it. Like mechanically, FFT didn't bring too much new to the table, but the way that it was all presented, the way that it was all handled, was just absolutely amazing. But anywho, so okay. Like when it came to all those sounds, though, just like for some reason in every one of their new projects lately, I keep specifically trying to see what's going on there, and I think with the exception of maybe like FF7 Remake, a lot of their sound design just seems weirdly, I don't even know what the term would be, just held back, like they're restrained or something. They're trying to go for some PG rating or something, I don't know. They don't want to scare the babies with, screaming sounds or something. Like, I know that it's a weird thing to be picking on, because it sounds kind of messed up to be picking on it for something like that. Also, that's not how Hallowed Bolt worked, but whatever. No, wait, I'm thinking of Holy Explosion now. Actually, that's fine for Hallowed Bolt, because that was the X-shape. Holy Explosion was the one that was in the line. Okay, so there's the first one. Neat. Comprised of no more than 4 units. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. That's a fair nod to the original. I'm not gonna bother doing all the challenges and stuff. I'm just curious to see what they remade, which so far is nothing. They just copied the last one and put more enemies in it. Let's see what the next one is. Hopefully they're not all like that. Because 3 out of 5 last time were pretty friggin' lazy. That's it? Seriously, that's it? Okay. Well, if we're gonna do that whole you gotta do it with 4 people thing, I guess might as well try. Alrighty, so welcome to post-commentary for this one, because I apparently turned off my mic and didn't realize it. So, I went ahead and did the challenges there, since there's apparently nothing else to this, presumably final FFT update. I'm sure they'll have an Agrius thing at some point. Supposedly they will. It's kind of disappointing that finally getting up to this point, Like, this was supposed to be the point where the Japanese version was, where everything was all balanced and good now, and, you know, they made the game an actual game. But no, it's not worth your time, not worth any of that. So, we get the Nagrarok recipe. As I recall, the original version, I believe it was a high evasion and frog status that it gave you. So if you're thinking, oh man, that'd be pretty cool, they're gonna work that into here, you know, evasion would really help in this game, some kind of frog status would be interesting. Well, yeah, about that. Yeah, it's trash. So the thing is, it's well, for one thing, this menu is a total clusterfuck. Just like you basically got to use alphabetical to try to find anything in this crap pile of a friggin' system. Because yeah, everything's got to have a +5. You can't just have a you're gonna upgrade it now kind of thing. Which, by the way, speaking of, like, they seriously don't care about a lot of the little stuff in this game. The archer character that I use there, she still has a male dying sound effect. It's, yeah, I don't think that's ever getting changed. It's one of those things I thought might have been just like, oh, it slipped through the cracks, it was a release thing, nobody probably uses this character. Yeah, no, they don't care, they're not changing it. Anywho, so yeah, having evasion here would be pretty nice, because quite frankly, well, it's having some form of evasion just would end up completely changing the meta of the game, because it's always just attack, 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 no reason to heal, no reason to use buffs unless you've got nothing better to do that turn. It never gets anywhere. I was really hoping that whoever was, you know, sitting there during that first week giving a slight amount of a crap might potentially get this somewhere, but no, it never gets anywhere. So what we have here, you might have noticed, looking at that first Nagrarok recipe, all that says is slash. It doesn't do anything else. It's just it's basically just a longsword. Except it's a slightly different looking longsword, so don't you like it now? It's a reference! Do you love it now? Clap like the happy little seal you are. Yeah, it's not anything. It doesn't do the frog thing, doesn't really do the evasion thing. Again, they don't give a crap. It's there specifically to just drain people's money. Because yeah, if you want to do these normally, like you don't want to go, you know, do the whole microtransaction thing and whatever else, you basically have to go through an insane grind. Like right there, you see that evade? If I recall correctly, the original version was like 50, because that was its shtick. Like it's a coward's weapon. That's the point. It's the opposite of the Ragnarok. There, the Ragnarok is supposed to be like, oh, here's the, you know, the friggin' like ultimate hero weapon or whatever else, and then the Nagrarok is like, here's the coward thing. It turns people into a frog, and it has really high evasion. It's meant to get somebody away, but its attack score sucks. That's the whole shtick. Its maxed out version, which you'd have to spend months grinding out for, never gets above that 2 evasion. Still only does 15, it just does 15 extra damage. Yay! Great, fantastic. When they're swinging around thousands, that really matters. And yeah, you have to have 2 +4 +4Ds to frickin' pull that crap off. To get that really tiny bonus. As far as I understand, it doesn't even work like TO, where it's like a scaling bonus. It's literally just 15 extra damage. To give you an idea, to get the rocks, to even get one of them up to 10 to get to that first tier, because you basically have your 2 regular ones, you make 2 of those, you combine it into the +1, you then take 2 +10s and combine it into the +2, you take 2 +20s, or +2 +20s, or level 20s, then you get that up. Like, to even get that up to that 10, you'd have to spend a couple hours grinding out rocks. So that's these rocks right here. I still don't know what the urns actually do. I haven't seen anything that actually accepts them. I'm assuming that's some other system that they never even bothered to put into the game yet. And so this is an idea. So this will be from about 3 fights worth. This, like, the one interesting mechanic they did with the level up system was the leather. Just the fact that there is no, like, unlocking that you need to do for the leather. I should point out that aside from grinding up those rocks, every time you get to an increment of 10 with those levels, you then further have to go get the crafting books, which basically mean either doing the PvP or doing whatever else to go get the books, which you need anywhere from like 10 to 50 of per level, which you normally can get maybe 3 of per day. So you're going to be doing that crap for a while. Yeah, and it just results in nothing. Every part of this game just results in nothing. It's frustrating. Like, I tried giving it a couple months to see if there's anything good here. Like, Dragon Killer here from Drakeshorn. Seems like it should be good. That's one of the few that I bothered trying to actually grind up looking at the numbers there, because it's actually unique. You can't get +1s or whatever else of it. You know what the stupid part is? Of the hundreds of fights in this game, I don't think I've ever seen a single dragon for it to have that damage bonus against. So that's fantastic. And then just every part of this game just results in nothing. It never goes anywhere. It doesn't have any payoff. I'm not saying it won't have any extra fights or something. There's plenty of fights, but they don't do anything interesting. Like I said, you can auto-fight every single thing in this game except for one fight, because it requires you to push 2 buttons. That's it. None of the optional stuff, none of the anything else. You can completely just do all of it. And by the way, for the auto-fighting, I just went with the regular team. If you're curious about that last one, whether you can auto-battle it with 4 or 5 people, you can. With 4, it's kind of dicey. I would say it's like 20-30% chance of success. I would say it goes to about 60 to 80% with 5. And these are the bottom of the barrel. If you actually went for the good characters, I would say that's easily 100%. Especially if you got Cat Lady, Cosmic Boobs in there, get Viking Lady in there. Like, the more cleavage, the more power for some reason. And then yeah, just get all of them in there, and it would be an absolute cakewalk. So what I was saying here, like in terms of some of the bottom tiers having absolutely no purpose in existing, that guy over there, I like to call him Snorlax. Basically, his whole shtick is supposed to be the heavy defense, high HP guy. Comes with a lot of the melee skills that the main brothers do and stuff like that. Except he's just objectively worse in every way. Even with his health boosted up, he's still several hundred health lower than just the base main character at the same level. Even with a bunch of bonuses, like he's using health boosting equipment and it doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, main character here is hundreds higher than him, doesn't have any armor on, doesn't have anything on. He's just like, nah, screw it, I'm just better with my infinite corset. God, that thing looks horribly uncomfortable. You got your hybrid characters here that are just, again, they're worse versions of everything else. As far as I've seen, pretty much every archer in this game is trash. Every hybrid caster tends to be pretty trash, no matter how much you put into them. Like you may have seen, her average damage was about 50 to 200, meanwhile most of the melee hitters are doing like 5 to 600. Casters, like the good casters, do 4 to 500 in an area. The bottom tier casters, like the one that I like to use, do about 200. In cases where something's weaker, that goes up, but that's going to apply for anything, because no defenses apply in that case. Like, it's just... Again, this is possible at the bottom of the barrel. So there's really no strategy to this if this is it. So, final verdict on this game is, yeah, it's a total dumpster fire. Don't bother wasting your time. It's not worth it. There's nothing redeeming about this. It never gets good. Based on what I've seen, I don't think it'll get good. I mean, I don't see where it can even expand from here, because, yeah, none of the stuff they're updating, like, they seem to view everything as a perfectly completed balance. If you're looking for an FFT sequel or whatever else, go get Fell Seal, or go play the Cerebum mod of the original, or, go play One Vision, or, Tactics over PSP, anything like that. Hell, new XCOM 2 and Chimera Squad, also fantastic uses of similar mechanics, but but yeah, just don't bother with this game. It's a complete and total waste of your time. Thank you, and have a good day.